What if the mannequin standing silently behind a glass window wasn't just molded plastic, but something that once breathed, felt, and lived? This image spread across the internet with no explanation. A mannequin with peeling skin, revealing something underneath that looks disturbingly real. At first glance, people called it art, others called it fake, but many felt something deeper. An instinctive fear that told them this was never meant to be seen. Employees from a high-end clothing store claimed they felt watched while closing at night, as if the eyes followed them when no one else was around. When a small crack appeared on the mannequin's face and paint chipped away. The material beneath wasn't hollow or smooth. It looked textured, almost organic. The store shut down within days. Officials dismissed the incident as a publicity stunt, and the mannequin disappeared without records. The internet moved on, but one man didn't. A detective known for reopening cases that were buried too fast came across the image years later and noticed something no one else questioned. Mannequins aren't designed to peel like skin. What started as a viral curiosity became an investigation into missing people, secret workshops, and an artist obsessed with creating perfect stillness. Because sometimes the most horrifying truths don't scream for attention. They stand quietly in plain sight, waiting for someone brave enough to look closer. The detective didn't believe in cursed objects or haunted displays. He believed in patterns, paperwork, and people making mistakes. When the file crossed his desk again marked closed years ago, what caught his attention wasn't the disturbing image of the mannequin, but what was missing. No verified artist, no manufacturing invoice, no material breakdown that made sense. The store manager's statement was vague, the inspection report rushed, and the decision to shut the case had come from someone higher up, someone who clearly wanted it forgotten. He started where everyone else had stopped. The mannequin itself. The outer layer wasn't standard resin or fiberglass. Under magnification, it showed a composite blend synthetic polymers fused with organic proteins, a method that didn't officially exist in commercial manufacturing. He traced the delivery records and found the shipment had come from a warehouse that no longer operated, owned by a shell company dissolved within weeks of the incident. That warehouse led him to an abandoned industrial zone, where he discovered remnants of a small workshop medical-grade freezers, preservation chemicals, molds shaped like human faces, and notebooks filled with obsessive sketches labeled not as products, but as subjects. As the detective dug deeper, a darker pattern emerged. Around the same time, the mannequins appeared in stores. Several people had vanished from the city's margins, runaways, undocumented workers, terminal patients who'd signed unusual consent forms. Officially, none of the cases were connected. Unofficially, their timelines overlapped too cleanly. Surveillance footage from the store revealed something chilling. The mannequins were periodically replaced, rotated like inventory, but no one ever saw them arrive or leave. One frame showed an employee brushing against one and recoiling not from cold plastic, but from warmth. Forensic analysis of a chipped fragment, quietly obtained, confirmed what no report dared to say out loud. Preserved human tissue, chemically stabilized, layered beneath artificial skin. The mannequins weren't replicas of people. They were people, altered beyond recognition, suspended between art and anatomy. The detective identified the mind behind it all, a disgraced biomedical sculptor who believed death was wasted potential. His philosophy was twisted but methodical, pressable. Form a race identity, sell beauty without history. To him, mannequins were honesty incarnate. Humans reduced to what society wanted to see. When authorities finally raided the remaining sites, they found evidence enough to destroy careers and institutions, but not enough to undo what had already been done. The official statement called it an experimental prosthetics project gone too far. The real files were sealed, classified, buried under legal language. The detective closed the case, knowing the truth would never fully surface. The mannequins were destroyed, the images scrubbed, the story diluted into rumor. Yet sometimes, when he passed a storefront late at night, he felt that same uneasy sense that something behind the glass wasn't just shaped like a human, but remembering what it once was. And even after the factory was sealed and the files were locked away, the detective couldn't shake the feeling that the case was never truly over. Officially, the mannequins were labeled as experimental art, the missing names reduced to clerical errors, and the image that started everything slowly disappeared from the internet. But late at night, When storefront lights glow and mannequins stand motionless behind glass, he remembers what he uncovered, that some truths are hidden in plain sight, dressed up to look harmless, waiting for someone curious enough to look closer. Because not everything that looks lifeless truly is, and not every mystery wants to stay buried. If this story gave you chills, let us know what you think in the comments, share your theories, and don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel for more dark mysteries and detective stories like this, because the next case might be even closer than you think.